Dave Rennhack, Rennhack Orchards down here in Hart. Been farming here since '77. This is my wife's family's farm. They've been here for about 100 years. So we have diversified into a lot of different crops. We're mainly apples now, but since we got our farm market, we also grow sweet cherries, tart cherries, peaches, plums, apricots, nectarines, sweet corn, tomatoes, melons, peppers, just the whole gamut. So keeps me hopping. We've kind of specialized lately in the last few years on going into a high density apple system, which you can see here. These are galas that are 3 years old. You can see they've already got a really nice crop on them. When I first came, we were planting like 200 apple trees on an acre, and now we're planting 1,200. We've got about 90 acres of apples here, mostly targeted to the fresh market. Also, some of them go to Peterson's for fresh slice, which ends up McDonald's uses for apple dippers and some of the other restaurants. So with our farm market, we grow a lot of peaches and sweet cherries for that, a lot of sweet corn. That season's kind of wrapped up now. We're getting into the fall crops of apples and squash and pumpkins. We've got it's called a Harvest Assist platform that helps us harvest these high density blocks. We got the first machine like this in Michigan. It was made out in New York, and it helps us pick these high density blocks without using the ladders. So that's kind of a novel idea that's just coming online here, and I think it's the wave of the future. Our farm market, we started using the site part-time in 1984 with our neighbor. He didn't want to do sweet cherries at it anymore because his daughter wanted to get a job so she could go to the beach during the daytime instead of sitting at the market. So we took over the sweet cherry part of it and gradually increased selling other products there, and we bought the property in 1993 and we put up a new building in 2006. That has expanded quite a bit. We've got a great following of loyal customers. Yeah, when I first started farming, of course wages were a lot lower, input costs, fertilizer, crop protection materials were a lot lower. We've seen quite a change in that. EPA has taken away some of our crop protection materials that worked very effectively, that were very economical to use. A lot of the new chemistries are very selective on pests, but being selective, they don't control as broad a spectrum of insects or disease. The marketing has changed. It used to be if you grew it, somebody would buy it, but now you grow what the customer wants. We change rapidly on this farm to new varieties that are in demand, and we take the ones that aren't in demand out because we want to grow what the consumer wants. And the farm market's been very valuable to us in kind of seeing trends in the marketplace, which has helped us expand in the directions that we have with the varieties that we have. Back in 2008, we put our first wind machine in. These are for frost protection. They're on a 30-foot tower. They've got a 19-foot diameter blade on them. They circulate the air on cold mornings in the spring when we get a frosty night where we get an inversion layer, or you get cold air settling down at the ground and warm air up 50, 60, 70 feet in the air. The wind machine helps mix that warm air, pulls it down, and mixes it with the cold air at the ground, and helps keep the flower buds from being damaged on our apple and cherry trees.